guys, today I'm going to talk a little bit about Ylang Ylang Extra from Appalachian Valley, natural products, and Anatolian treasures. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about AVAT, the company, then I'm going to talk about the product itself. I'm going to give you some basic information about it, tell you what you can use it for, and then give you my opinion of it. My name's Sharon, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe below and turn on notifications to get the latest updates. Okay, so let's get started. The full name of the company is very long. It's Appalachian Valley, Natural Products, and Anatolian Treasures. I call it AVAT, or AVAT. I've also seen it referred to as AVNP. Now, to further complicate the matter, there's another website called Ancient Healing Oils, and they are almost copycats of each other. Now, the history behind these two websites is kind of interesting. So, AVAT used to be a wholesale-only company. It was only open to businesses, and the owner of that website was Butch Owens. And Ancient Healing Oils was and is still owned by John Krosky, and John used to be a wholesale customer of Butch's at AVAT. Well, eventually Butch decided to retire and he offered the company to John. John purchased it. Instead of merging these two companies, he just kept them separately. I think because they'd both been around for a while, they both had good reputations, so he just decided to keep them as distinct entities. He did make one important change, and that was, although he kept the wholesale pricing, John now opened it to the public, so anyone can purchase it from it. I do not have a business. I simply use essential oils for myself and my family. Another thing that he has is there's no minimum order, and I think this is super important. A lot of wholesale companies, they do have a minimum order, so it makes it really hard for people to purchase from them. They do not have that. They actually have free shipping on orders of $35 or more. Within the continental U.S. If you're not, they have something called shared international shipping. I have no direct experience with this. What I've heard he does is he will get you a shipping quote, and then you can decide whether or not to accept it or reject it. If you accept it, then somehow you split the cost of shipping. I would contact them for more information. He also gives you 3 free samples on each order, and these are the 75-cent samples. So this is an essential oil. Most of his essential oils, not the precious ones, not the more expensive one, are 75 cents, and it's 0.3 of a milliliter, which comes to the bottom of here. 0.3 of a milliliter is not that much, but it is a decent size to sample. Now, their carrier oils are more. So he says this is a milliliter. I think it's more. I've never actually measured. He says it's about a milliliter. This, I believe, is a 2 milliliter container, and this looks like it would fit in here. Another reference is this is a 5 milliliter essential oil bottle, so you can see I feel like this is more than a milliliter, but both of these were 75 cents. Another company that does samples about the same price is called Eden Botanicals, and I do not have any experience with them. I do have a wish list of things I would like to purchase, but right now I'm really trying to work through the oils and products that I have already. So Eden Botanicals, if you break it down and do the math, is actually a better value milliliter per milliliter. So most of their oils are $2 per 1 milliliter. With AVAT, most of them are 75 cents for 0.3 of a milliliter. So if you do the math, 75 cents times 3 is $2.25 per 1 milliliter. So that is more expensive than Eden Botanicals. However, with AVAT, I can purchase 3 oils for about $2, $2.25. And with Eden Botanicals, I only get 1, so I can try more. Another thing is, like I said, AVAT has free shipping, $35 or more. With Eden Botanicals, it's $49. So that's something that's kind of put me off with Eden Botanicals. I am definitely going to purchase from them. I feel like it's impossible to purchase from just one essential oil company. I think I'm somewhat of a basic essential oil user, but not one company has everything that I want. So it's awesome that there are options out there. So definitely check out both of those if you're looking for samples. Another cool thing about AVAT is that they are eco-friendly. So they live in a small town, and they actually get their boxes from their local high school. So they upcycle or recycle, what have you. They use those boxes to package your products and ship them out to you. So I really like that. They do have a handful of sales a year. They started their Christmas holiday end of the year sale. They start that early in November. I think they're trying to beat the holiday rush. It seems like they have sales every once in a while. You can sign up for their newsletter, or you can check out their Facebook. They do have Facebook and Instagram. I will say they are not that active with social media, and I believe this is due to a variety of factors. So first of all, John is older. He's in his 60s. I believe he is at retirement or near retirement. I also mentioned that the company has been around for a while. I do not believe they're actively seeking customers. I think they get most of them through word of mouth. So I actually found out about the company through a Facebook group. It's called Real Aromatherapy Reviews and More 2.0. It is a great Facebook group. So it is created for the consumer, by the consumer. So people who own businesses can't really review or push their own products or the companies or sales or anything. So that's awesome, because a lot of Facebook groups out there are focused on a couple of brands, and they're not like that. So it's a great Facebook group if you're looking for unbiased reviews. I'm going to link below. I highly recommend that you guys check them out. Now, going along with their social media, so I said they had Facebook and Instagram. They are not really active on the social media, so they don't update it that often at all. And their website, if you take a look at their website and compare it to, for example, Eden's Garden or Plant Therapy, they're vastly, vastly different. And when I do Google searches or internet searches, nothing ever came up about, like AVAT never popped up when I looked for essential oils like Plant Therapy or Eden's Garden, things like that. Even the lovely MLMs, which I hate, pop up, and AVAT did not. And I think it's more through word of mouth. And two things on their website, had I not known what I know about them, I would have written them off as fake, and they're not. So their prices seem too good to be true. And one reason for this is, like I said, it's wholesale. And another reason, you have these companies like doTERRA and Young Living, they just jack their prices up so much. They have brainwashed people into thinking that if you pay for this, then it's obviously good quality. And the truth of the matter is a lot of these companies do actually source from the same wholesaler. So actually, like, AVAT is a wholesaler, but they get their oils from other wholesalers as well. And that also comes into play when you look at certain oils like helichrysum, which are only, you can only find them in certain parts of the world. They are very rare. So please don't start thinking that the MLMs are these magical companies. They are definitely not like that. So their website had prices which seemed too good to be true, and the website was also super, super basic. On their single oils, not their blends, but their single essential oils, and their carrier oils, you're going to usually find 3 pieces of information. You're going to find the COA, that's the country of origin, so where that oil is from. You're going to find any certificates that it has, such as wildcrafted or organic, and you're going to find how it was distilled, for example, steam distilled or cold pressed. They also have the GCMS test results available, and that is super, super important. I cannot read GCMS test results, but I know that some people can, and this is how you determine an oil is pure or not. You don't look at its certified therapeutic grade or pure therapeutic or whatever trademark these MLMs have come up with. That's complete BS. You look at these third-party independent lab results and you check that, and they have those available. Now, other than those pieces of information, it's hit or miss. You're not going to find a lot of flowery language for the use or the scent or the description or anything like that. In addition, if you find any reviews on his website, they're going to be years old. So I believe that John and his wife, they put more effort into the sourcing of the oils than they do their social media and their website. And that's just the way it is. Like I said, they are wholesale. They do have some safety information on it, but it's definitely not like Plant Therapy or Eden's Garden, which has information about kids' safety. I have seen AVAT on some oils, such as carrot seed. They mention that it's not safe for pregnancy, during pregnancy or breastfeeding. They also talk about birch and wintergreen, and they caution you not to purchase this oil unless you're an experienced aromatherapist. So those are some oils that are pretty controversial on how strong they are. But I definitely recommend you guys. I have links to safety information. I'm not an aromatherapist. I'm not studying to be an aromatherapist. I have compiled safety information from a variety of experts in the field. These are chemists and aromatherapists, people who have been in the business probably, decades. So they do know a lot of safety information. Please do not get your safety information from people who are financially vested in you purchasing their products. They want to make money, and this is the MLM schemes out there, which are doTERRA and Young Living. They want you to purchase their products, and they want you to go through their products as quickly as possible so you can repurchase more. They give downright dangerous information. I mentioned a few groups of people who have to be cautious with essential oils. I said pregnant and breastfeeding people. If you have children or infants, young children or infants, if you're on medication or have a pre-existing medical condition, please be especially careful. There are essential oils out there, pure, undiluted, therapeutic grade, whatever you want to call them. They can cancel out your medication, neutralize your medication. If you're on medication, you are taking it for a reason. You don't want it to be canceled out. They can compound your medication, which essentially ups the dosage of your medication. So you have to be very careful. Treat essential oils with the respect that they deserve. Do not use them haphazardly like these MLMs are telling you to. In addition, if you have pets, you have to be extremely careful. Birds especially, birds, ferrets, there's all cats and dogs. So I mainly diffuse my oils. I don't have any pets. I used to have a fish. It ended up dying, but I do not have any pets. I do have kids, so I have to be careful about that. Also, if you're diffusing, make sure you're doing so safely. I have an intermittent diffuser. It's 10 seconds on, it's 10 seconds off. Not the best option out there, but you should not be diffusing continuously. It's not safe. The most ideal thing is about 30 minutes. You can also do 10 minutes on, and then turn your diffuser off or get one that is an intermittent diffuser. You don't have to have it all the time. Just because you don't smell it doesn't mean that it's not working. You can get sensitized to the oils. So that is a little bit about information about AVAT. I really want to talk about Ylang Ylang. So Ylang Ylang is somewhat of a confusing oil, I believe. So there's actually 6 types of fractions. So what happened with Ylang Ylang is it's distilled in fractions or sections. This is Ylang Ylang Extra. Now in the aromatherapy world, Ylang Ylang Extra is seen more for scent or perfumery. So what they do is the first hour of the distillation, after that is done, they take that oil, and that is the Ylang Ylang Extra during the first oil, for the first distillation. The opposite of this is Ylang Ylang Complete, and this is what most aromatherapists are going to be using because they say it captures the full therapeutic spectrum or value of the plant matter. And what happens is each distillation or each distillery is different on how long they distill something complete. Some have 18 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours, but basically a long time. So you also have Ylang Ylang 1, 2, and 3, and Ylang Ylang Fine. So those are the 6 ones. You've got Ylang Ylang Extra, which is the first distillation. Ylang Ylang Fine, you can find that on Eden Botanicals. They say I think it's 6 or 7 or 8 hours of continuous distillation. And then you have the Ylang Ylang Complete, which is like 18, 20, or 24 hours. And then you have the numbers. So you have Ylang Ylang 1, 2, and 3. Now Ylang Ylang 1, 2, and 3 are the first distillation, second distillation, and third distillation. And like I said, the time is going to vary. What I have found is Ylang Ylang Extra, which I have as the first hour. Ylang Ylang Complete is usually like 2 or 5, or sorry, Ylang Ylang 1 is like 2, 3, or 4 hours. Ylang Ylang 2 is like 5 to 10. Ylang Ylang Fine is usually 6 to 8. Ylang Ylang 3 is longer, and then Ylang Ylang Complete is the full one. So do your research, figure out which one works for you. AVAT only has 2. They have Ylang Ylang Complete and Ylang Ylang Extra. Now I'm going to explain later why I chose the Extra. Eden Botanicals, if you want to try all the Ylang Ylangs, they have them. I would head over there. You can try all, I believe they have all 6 of the Ylang Ylangs available there. So this Ylang Ylang is actually from Madagascar. It's wildcrafted and steam distilled. Now wildcrafted, I kind of have an issue with wildcrafted. I know it sounds awesome and hippie and all natural. Wildcrafted basically means you are you are harvesting this plant matter where it grows, which sounds awesome, like if it's in the middle of a mountain or a field in the middle of nowhere. Wildcrafting can also be something that's found on the side of this busy highway, in the railroad tracks or whatever. You do really have to trust the sourcing that you're getting it from, but that's what wildcrafting is. It's just found in the wild, and people take it. So that is the information I have for you. I chose the Extra because I found that with the Complete, it is kind of a bit too much. So with Ylang Ylang, it's an oil that people feel very passionate about, and it's ironic because it is known as an aphrodisiac. You will find people who love the scent of Ylang Ylang. They say it smells like this exotic, tropical, amazing flower. And there's other people who say it smells like cat pee. And I don't know where they get cat pee from, but that's what they say. There's also, it can affect people physically, myself included. I have found that with Ylang Ylang, and again, doesn't matter what company it's from, with Ylang Ylang, sometimes I get headaches. And I've also heard that some people get nauseated from it. So if you are going to be using Ylang Ylang, I would caution you to use less than what you are accustomed to using with essential oils. So Ylang Ylang is known, as I said, as an aphrodisiac. It's known as, passion, putting people in the mood for date night, things like that. It's also known as helping with your mood. It can calm you down. It can de-stress you if you have anxiety. If you're hyperventilating or stressed due to anxiety, it's said that it can help with that as well. So you should only be using these topically or diffusing them. Like I mentioned, diffuse them intermittently. You only need about 3 to 5 drops per 100 milliliters. Of course, you can have fewer than that. If you're using it topically, please dilute your oils. I have links in the safety section in my safety blog post. You need to dilute them, and you need to dilute them properly. So rather than doing your math yourself, I do have an awesome calculator on my blog post that you guys can check out. If you're going to be using essential oils, whether you're using them topically or diffusing them, you need to be careful of something called sensitization. And what that basically means is you are building up a tolerance or an immunity to the oil. And at the lower end of the spectrum, it can just stop having an effect on you. And if you think about it, it's kind of like coffee, how you kind of build up a tolerance to coffee and it doesn't affect you. Obviously, this isn't going to happen for everyone. For example, if I drink coffee at night, I can still pass out and go to sleep. I know other people who can't. So everyone is different. How it affects you is going to be different. I usually switch up the oils that I use every few days. I know that some people say that you can use them in a row for like a week or so. Do your research. Figure out what works best for you and your family. So I told you guys a little bit of information about AVAT, the company. I give you a lot of information about AVAT as well as Eden Botanicals. I told you some basic information about Ylang Ylang, the extra that I had, what you can use it for, what it smells like. I find that I'm kind of split 50-50 on it. Sometimes I really love the scent of Ylang Ylang, and sometimes I hate it, and I hate any blends that it's in. I do feel like it is a very powerful, overwhelming oil that I definitely would use less than I use other oils, for example, with citrus. Now I want to hear from you guys. I know that AVAT doesn't really show up in searches. They are a legitimate company, despite the fact that their website and their prices seem to be too good to be true. They are an awesome company. I have purchased from them a number of times. So let me know if you've ever purchased anything from them. Also, if you have, what you bought and what your opinion of it was. I love hearing from you guys. Please leave a comment below. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up, like my video, and subscribe to my channel so you can get the latest updates. I will see you guys later.